Welcome, one and all, to the mystical world of Filbar. Adventures abound throughout this realm, and we appreciate the opportunity to regale you with some stories from these trails. These accounts are all based on actual RPG experiences that occurred within Adventures in Filbar. Some of these tales may be for mature audiences, while others may be for very immature audiences. We now present the sage Mikas Tumo from Tamel, also known as the Bard of Filbar.
Welcome to session Fartook-91. When last we were with our heroes, they had made it to Fort Myers, but had to surrender their weapons at the gate. The waif and ranger took the mounts to the stable, while the other four split up to find their mysterious benefactor. Lady Irena and Bulger, the former sailor, also split up with the other group, finding themselves in a fight against multiple half-orcs. The mage arrived to help, but only slightly before the city watch, who arrested everyone present. Sister Elaine ended up being cross with a local citizen, and Cabe the Bard mocked her for it. That pair, along with Karina and Fargus getting similar information, found where the mysterious benefactor was located. We rejoin the quartet at Sedgwick Arms as they inquire about Haggrad. Haggrad Toulose? Yes, he is currently staying with us. Who wants to know? Inquired the rude innkeeper. The quartet talked to each other, but were able to explain their position to the crusty businessman. He advised the group to wait in the common room, and he would deliver the message to the man. The party did as instructed, but noticed that the man returned to his bookkeeping and did not appear to send a message. While they waited impatiently, the Delvers noticed a young boy scurried into the establishment and spoke with the innkeeper. A wave of the hand from the innkeeper dismissed the boy, who quickly ran upstairs. "Pacing isn't going to help, my friend," stated Cabe Silvertongue to the agitated Fargus Stoutheart. A stern glance was the only reply, but faded quickly as the young boy returned downstairs, followed by an older man with graying temples. The group watched as the man patted the boy on the head and waved his hands in the air, conjuring a stick of candy, which promptly dropped into the young man's waiting hands. A broad smile crossed his face, and he ran out of the building quickly. The stately gentleman, joining the party in the common room, surveyed each of their faces. Nodding and smiling, the man took a seat across from Sister Elaine and the waif, and sat silently. The heroes looked at each other, pondering the relaxed nature of the man, who sat in the comfortable chair, just studying each member of the group. An agitated Fargus glared at the smiling man, and asked if there was something he needed. A chuckle followed, and the man cocked an eyebrow and responded, "I don't know. You asked to see me, young man." "Haggrad Toulose?" inquired Sister Elaine, and the man waved his hand in front of him. "As you requested." The stunned group was surprised that the man was in front of them and looked bewildered. Now that they had found him, they were puzzled as to how to query him. Standing slack-jawed, Fargus struggled to find the words as needed. As Karina looked back and forth to her stunned associates, she blurted out several questions. "What can we do to get the Syndicate off our back and help our friends in Phoenix? And who are they? Why are they chasing us? And what did you do with the Grey Cloak? How did you come by that beautiful unicorn?" Haggrad put his hands up to stop the waif from continuing, as the others were still puzzled at the sudden appearance of their benefactor. They each looked from Karina to the grinning man. Blinking and shaking his head, he began to laugh. "Well, I certainly didn't expect that response from the youngest member of the group, but I suppose you were all full of surprises. After all, catching Sir Maggart was certainly no easy task for anyone else." The man wrinkled his forehead and thought for a moment before answering. "Let's see if I caught all those questions, young lady. First, that will not be an easy task. Next, your friends are doing quite well in Phoenix and have no need of assistance from any of us in the room. They'll be fine. The Syndicate is a well-organized group of the worst people in Fartook. Their leader is Pole de Pod, but they likely don't even know your names. You are being sought by a middle branch in the Syndicate because of your disruption in the smuggling trade in Phoenix. You may not realize it, but you disrupted a rather significant flow of wealth with your dalliance in the sewers. The execution you were responsible for also brought down several bribed members in the City Watch. Their arrests have led to a breakdown in the Syndicate's ability to work without fear. Haggrad caught his breath as the group listened intently to the unfolding events leading to them being wanted. The innkeeper brought over a carafe of wine and glasses, and the mysterious benefactor poured each person a glass before sipping at his and continuing the recitation. Where was I? Oh, yes. As for what you can do, you may head to Most Cry and find Pole de Pot and ask for the bounty to be removed. This, of course, could cause more problems than solutions. Your associates back in Phoenix are doing all they can, and despite your concerns, they are making great headway in clearing your name. Even as we speak, more arrests are taking place in the city, which may ease the attention on yourselves. As for Sir Maggart, the strange man fumbled through the folds of his cloak and summarily produced a small gem. Tossing it to Cabe, the half-elf looked inside the stone to see an angry man that he recognized as the gray cloak that had pursued them. The man was stuck inside the gem and was very angry, apparently yelling, although no sound escaped. A smile crossed the bard's face as he waved jovially at the trapped prisoner before handing the stone off to his associates. As for Metallica, continued the man, he is more my companion than my property. I am able to use his services when I need to travel, and he has been a faithful companion for many years. I notice that you yourself have an unusual associate, young one. Karina blushed and explained how Peepers came to join the party as the patron smiled broadly at the table. Well, friends, I have business to attend to, as you do as well. We can meet up this evening for dinner and discuss other options that may assist you if you would like. The group nodded and stopped as he continued. I look forward to meeting the gnome sailor and the elven mage. I hope you can get them out of jail before tonight's meal. Jail? Exclaimed the group. Haggrad shook his head and relayed the information that the pair had been in a fight with some half-orcs a street away. They had been arrested and charged with disturbance. They are currently being held in the gulag several blocks away. My assumption is that the other party will not want to pursue charges. However, there was an untimely death and some property damage as well that will need to be resolved before your associates can be released. Death? Inquired Sister Elaine. Was it Bolger? Was it Arena? Or was it someone else? The benefactor confirmed that the party's associates were fine and that someone had been thrown out of a window. If you can come to an amicable agreement with the deceased's relatives and resolve the damage issue, you may be able to free your companions rather quickly. Otherwise, they will have to remain in the gulag for up to a week before the magistrate returns. The man rose and patted Karina on the head as he walked away. We shall meet up here at dinner time and further discuss the issues for you. Perhaps I will have some other ideas. He advised the group to head to the gulag and resolve their companion's issue, as he himself returned upstairs to his room.
We close out this episode now and give you our thanks for listening. Please subscribe to this podcast and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at The Bards Podcast. For everyone in Adventures of Filbar, thanks for listening.